Hey everybody, it's Michael Angelo Caruso. I'm here in Newport News, Virginia. It's a beautiful peninsula, a lot of water activity here. I think the largest Air Force base in the world is here. And a lot of history here, of course. The Revolutionary War was fought in this area, the Civil War. And so it's a lovely place, a lot of great energy, beautiful people. I had a gig yesterday. I was speaking to Riverside Health System. They just won a Best Place to Work award, and they're so proud of their people that they wanted an event and had a speaker come in, moi, to entertain and educate them a little bit. We talked about the value of proactive communication, and we were chatting about how to solve problems before they happen. And I got a chance to meet their CEO, and it was just a great day. I'm shooting a quick video before we go because I'm at the Marriott Hotel here in Newport News, and I'm in a very unusual room right now. I'm going to give you a look at it. This is something that you don't see very often. This is a round room. I don't know if you can hear the room noise, but there's a ceiling here that, like a dome ceiling. It's really cool. And then there's a lot of natural light coming in, as you can see. And it's like a little, I don't know, it reminds me a little bit of like a coliseum. Coliseums are round. And the other thing that I'm taken by here is that because it's a round room, and there aren't many chairs in the room today, you know, they've got some easy chairs spread about. You can hear the airplane. I'm headed to the airport in a minute. But when I'm in a round room like this, I think about the speaking business because, of course, I do presentation coaching for salespeople and leaders. But the reason I think about round, I have like an affinity for round, is because I speak in the round. It's become my trademark and something that has been very effective for me in my career. And of course, in the old Coliseum days, the gladiators worked in the round. Bullfighters work in the round. It's a very interesting place to be. A lot of speakers like the security of the podium. There's something about, and we call it in the business, we call it home base, right? Everybody likes to have a home base when they speak. I still have a home base, but my home base is not at a podium, and it's not on the platform or the stage. It's actually in the audience. I'm embedded with the troops, to use an Air Force term or an Army term, and it's an interesting environment because when you're embedded with the troops, when you're speaking in the round like I do, there are people behind me and there are people in front of me, and a bunch of cool stuff starts to happen. It starts to feel more like a play or maybe a performance, which is exactly what I'm after. You know, nobody needs another lame presentation. And I like that, and I use it to my advantage. The other interesting thing is yesterday, Riverside Health had a staff photographer there. He's a Russian guy named Alexander. I loved him. And Alexander was a very patient photographer, very good at what he did, and I just love working with professionals. And I talked to him a little bit before we started, got to know him a little bit. And one of the things he told me later that he really liked about the way I roll, speaking in the round, is that if I'm speaking here like this and there are people sitting behind me, right, and Alexander's taking a photo of me right over here, what's happening is instead of shooting me against a blank wall a blank wall, which is the way most speakers are photographed because they're on a platform or on a stage, he's getting all those wonderful reactions and expressions. Now, if I say something thoughtful and everybody looks very pensive, you know, he's good with that. And if I make everybody laugh, which I did, and I'm going to make you laugh in a minute, I'm going to tell you a quick joke that I told everybody yesterday. And if I can get everybody in the room to laugh, that means the people behind me are laughing. They don't need to see me to laugh, to hear the joke, right? So they're laughing, and he loves it because I'm laughing at the joke that I just told, and the people behind me are laughing, and he's now getting this kind of reaction shot that he can't get any other way. He certainly can't get it when other speakers are doing their thing. That's part of my secret success formula. I teach other people how to do this in a program called Present Like a Pro. And if you're interested, let me know and we can talk about it. I do a free call just to tell you about it and ask questions about where you're going and what you want to achieve, and we see if the program's a good fit for you, and that's how it works. So here's the joke I told them yesterday that they got a big kick out of. And the joke is about a guy who is not happy at work, and he's not terribly pleased with what's going on at home either. And maybe some of you are in that position from time to time. I hope not, but it's not a good place to be. And this had been going on for such a long time that he decided he wanted to do something about it. So he started to talk to people. He actually went to a psychiatrist for a few weeks. Nothing seems to help. He's reading books about, happiness, and nothing seems to be working. So finally, he's so frustrated that he decides he's going to go to a fortune teller. And he's not a fortune teller kind of guy, but like I say, he's desperate to find out what's happening. And he goes, "What have I got to lose?" And he goes to see this lady. And she takes him in, and she got all the beads hanging and the incense burning, and she takes his palm, and she starts to read his palm. And he's never been to a fortune teller before. He doesn't know how long it's supposed to take. She's doing it for a few seconds, and then she's doing it for a few minutes, and then she takes a sip of tea, and he just can't stand it anymore. And he says, "Well, what do you see? What do you see?" And she hands his hand back to him, almost like, "My work is done here." And she says, "Well, I see that you're going to be very unhappy at work and only moderately happy at home until age 50. And he said, "Oh, wow. And then? And she said, "And then you will be used to it." And yesterday, of course, everybody in the room starts laughing, and Alexander goes click, 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 trying to take all his pictures. So that's the story about how I work in the round. I hope you enjoyed this little tour. If you ever get to Newport News, you want to check it out. It is a lovely place, and I think you'd really like it here. More on what I do at michaelangelocaruso.com, and of course, you can subscribe to me on my YouTube channel and get these ongoing ideas about how you can improve your presentations, take your game to another level, and who knows, one day you may even speak in the round. Thanks very much, everybody. Talk to you soon.